Today we're getting the rest of our Crown Vic parts. Now in the pickup today, had to run up to the DMV because the life is wonderful. But I scored a deal on some Crown Vic parts, and on some of my other videos you've probably seen them in the bag. Well, today, sorry about that, today we're getting the rest of them. A couple of months ago I was scrolling through Facebook, and Chris Carlson of Carlson Hot Rods there in Mulvane, he showed a picture of a Crown Vic and a 65 Ford, and they were going to combine the two like they did on Hot Rod Garage. And it's turning into a pretty cool project. Now, if any of you guys in the hot rod industry know who this guy is, he's built several SEMA award-winning cars, and he does fantastic work. And he's in the town I grew up in. But he posted these things, and I saw what he was going to do, and I sent him a quick DM, and I said, hey, what do you want for all the Crown Vic parts? And he sold them to me for a smoking deal. Now, I have bought almost the entire car, sans the frame, the engine, running gear, and whatnot. Technically, I probably could have got a good roller for what I paid for these parts, and I thought about that, but then I realized if I'd done that, I wouldn't have got as nice of parts, and I'd be stuck with a car I'd have to get rid of. Somebody's already taken these apart, and they did a really nice job. And the Ford's coming along really well. So he sold me these parts, but I had to wait, as you know, I got all the main parts, but I had to wait for the last few because the owner of the project was doing some stuff. And the last pieces right now are the wheels, and I'm going to see if he still got the fenders in the hood, and we'll get those. So selling me a good deal, and we're going to finally get the rest of the parts. Okay, so we're here at Carlson's. I do not have permission to film in here. He will let me take pictures of the truck that the parts went into. But this guy does SEMA builds. He doesn't have any reveals, but you always have to ask, because when you're working on SEMA cars, you're working on customer cars, you're working on reveals and stuff like that, it's very crucial that these things stay secret. You know, you can look at them, don't take pictures. And so I'm going to go in. We're going to talk to him, and he should let me take pictures of the truck. So I've already cleared that. So let me go in, get the parts, show you the pictures of the truck everything went into, and then we'll get done here and head back. So let me show you what I got. I got the hood, 2 fenders, 4 wheels and tires, and the bumper covers. I got a great deal on all of it, so let's get this thing loaded up and head back to the house. Parts are loaded. We'll see you back at the house. Well, we made it home, so let's get the keys to the garage and we'll show you what we got. I may have a problem. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get the lawnmower out. Well, in true fashion, I have flat tires on the Oldsmobile and flat tires on the Torino, so we'll just have to work around those right now, and I'll deal with that later. Let's move this Peterbilt bumper out of the way, and let's start. I got the radiator support, I got the front bumper, I got these doors. Ow! Now, these doors all have factory tinted glass. So I'm going to be not catching myself on a door handle. I'm going to be swapping out all the glass with the white car. And I got a trunk lid, but I wanted this piece back here is unbroken. The lid is good, except it's got this dent right here. But it does have an emblem. So I'm going to see if I can actually pop this out and maybe fix it, because it's actually in really good shape, sans that. And up above me is a whole dashboard, and that is a header panel. I also have all the interior plastics, almost every piece for the inside of the car, all the kick footwells, the kick panels and all that. They're buried back here. So let's go to the car and we'll show you what's going to happen. Now, if you've noticed on the surface, the car looks pretty straight, and for the most part it is. But this is why we bought all these parts. I mean, I could drive it like this and be just fine, but I really would like it right. When we replaced this fender, we threw everything off, and since the radiator support is bent, the gaps are horrible through here. So that, and you see the small gap versus the big gap. The hood doesn't open on its own because of those gaps and the way it's sitting. I can't get it aligned right, it's too far off. So I have to hold this out and then go hook my fingers under it to get it open, which I already did, but I have to go on this corner and pick it up. As I've discussed before, the radiator support is bent. See, it's crumpled right here like it's supposed to be, and it buckled right here. I actually did beat this down, but it's kind of wavy through here, so I have to take this off to replace it. The radiator support is the whole foundation of the front end when you're trying to get these cars aligned, so it's important that you have one on that's good and straight, because if you don't, you're going to be in for a lot of pain. So in order to replace the radiator support, we have to take it apart from the fenders, take this off. We're going to have to take this fender off because this fender's bent, and unhook it from everything under here. It's still up in the air whether we're going to keep this door or not. The driver's side door, I'm not sure if we can fix it or not. It met a pole, but the lines are still there, with the exception of this one, and this one would not be hard to bring back out. But I mean, I have another door, but I kind of want to keep this, but I may just end up cutting this out and trashing the door. Part of the reason the fender has to come off is because if we replace this door, we're gonna have to take it off, and then I'm gonna have to paint all in there. We are replacing the back door though. This is the part that scares me about the back door, is see how this is pushed in? It's lined perfectly all through here, but it's actually pushed in right here and comes out a little bit because of this. I could probably pound that out, which I'm going to try, but this is going to be one of those things that it's either going to happen or it's not. But this door is just gacked, and it'll be easy. So we're going to spot paint all the jams on the inside, and then replace the door and fix that corner right there. But we'll paint all the inside, and then once we get the door on and get it aligned, we'll paint the outside. But everything from the back door forward has to come off on the driver's side and the whole front end. However, regardless, the license plate is staying. So maybe I went a little overboard on the parts. That happens. I got a deal. The guy posted on Facebook saying that he was doing this project and you should see some of the SEMA builds. Check out his website, Chris Carlson Hot Rods, and he's done some phenomenal work. He's been at SEMA. He's just done a little bit of everything. He's got great stuff, and he's a heck of a nice guy. Gave me a hell of a deal on the parts, but So why did I buy that many? Well, it was kind of a package deal. I could have picked and choose, but truthfully, he wanted to get rid of them, and if I offered him a low price, and for the parts, granted, I could have bought an entire car for what the parts cost me. I paid right at about $700 for everything. And while that does seem like a lot, you have to consider that I don't have to deal with the carcass of a car. The parts have already been taken off. Everything's ready to go. And so I am paying a little bit for the convenience of it. Now, that being said, I got to find a place to put all of it. But it's, at the end of the day, it is a good deal. I mean, I really wasn't going to do much more with the Crown Vic. I mean, everything's pretty much going to trucks. And I like the trucking stuff, but I do like the car stuff too. And this is probably going to get done in June when I'm sure I have all the parts. The whole driver's side of the car has to come apart. So I'm really not looking forward to that. And truthfully, there's going to be a bunch of prep work involved, and I'll probably spare you all of that. I may gloss over it really quick, but you know, I know you've all seen videos of guys spending 25 minutes sanding on things, and nobody really wants to see that. So I appreciate it. You know, there wasn't much, but I got a bunch of parts, and I got a good deal because I saw an opportunity. And the guy wasn't even selling the parts. I just sent him a message, said, hey, what are you going to do with all those parts? I'm interested in buying this part, and this part. And I only labeled 2 or 3 parts, and he said, yeah, hit me up in a month and a half when the car's taken apart. I hit him up in the month, and he had all the parts, and I got thinking, hey, this would be a good deal. There's opportunity here. And what I don't use, I can sell. So I'll get some of my money back. So it's a win-win for everybody, and hey, it's just the way to do business sometimes. So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I hope your parts buying stuff is good. So we'll see you next video. Thanks.